Let's get on with this launch, baby. 3 minutes countdown. This is for the new Starlink internet to everybody in the world who can't get it.
Stage 1, LOX load complete.
Amazing.
So there we just heard the call out that LOX load is complete on first stage. Like I mentioned before, second stage continues to get topped off.
Hats off to these guys for doing this.
Everything continues to look good for an on-time liftoff this morning.
Engine's completely chilled. This is the second time that this rocket has launched. Isn't that crazy? You can see like the black charred
LOX loading on
marks
second stage is now complete.
from the last launch. That's crazy.
Falcon 9 is now fully loaded with 1 million pounds of liquid kerosene and super chilled liquid oxygen.
1 million pounds of it.
Ground gas closeouts is running.
What the hell? Yeah, so you can see the from the last launch. Isn't that crazy? Man, just go ahead and put it back on there.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Oh, computer took over. Falcon 9 computer took over.
Falcon 9 is in startup. The flight computers have taken over the launch sequence. First and second stages are now beginning to pressurize for launch.
LD is
Oh
go for
yeah.
launch.
Stage 2 pressing for flight.
Oh shit. This shit's always exciting, man. This is always exciting.
T-minus 30 seconds.
At T-minus 30 seconds, all systems are go for launch. Let's listen in to the final countdown and watch as Falcon 9 takes our Starlink
Stage 1 tanks
satellites
pressing for flight.
to orbit.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Like on a ride at Cedar Point, you know, and you feel that
four,
some bitch locked down.
3, 2,
Remember?
1.
Oh shit, here we go.
Ignition and liftoff.
It ignited. Don't see nothing stupid yet.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
M1D performance is nominal.
So far, so good. Man, it took off from that platform quick, man. Structurally looks sound.
A successful liftoff for Falcon 9 from pad
Power and telemetry
39A
nominal.
at Kennedy Space Center. There we just heard that power and telemetry is nominal.
Which means good. A-okay.
Moments ago, we began to throttle the 9 Merlin engines that you
Mach 1.
see. They're propelling the first stage through the atmosphere. We began to throttle them down in preparation for max Q, also known as the
Max Q.
All right, there we heard the call out. The vehicle just went through
Maximum
a
dynamic
moment
pressure.
of
This is the largest amount of aerodynamic
greatest
stress
aerodynamic
exerted
pressure.
on the vehicle.
In about a minute, we're going to have 3 events happening back to back. First will be main engine
Nico.
cutoff for Nico, where
Nico.
all 9 M1D engines will shut down and slow the vehicle in preparation for event number 2, stage separation. As the name indicates, this is where the first and second stages will
MVAC engine
separate.
chill has begun.
There we heard the call for MVAC engine chill, indicating that the second stage is preparing for that stage set
slowdown.
and ignition of MVAC.
We're moving
After
fast,
stage
and it's still picking
separation,
up speed,
stage
though.
1 will start to make its way
Damn.
back to Earth for its landing on our drone ship, and stage 2 will continue its journey along with the third event, SCS-1, or Second Engine Start 1, where MVAC will ignite and begin to propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites to orbit.
Look at that.
Expecting MECO in about 10 seconds.
Drop it. Miko.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
Sweet. Sweet. That's perfect. And back it'll fall.
All
That's
right, on your
nuts.
screen there, we have visual confirmation of those
MVAC
3
has started.
events. MVAC is now ignited and beginning to develop that warm orange glow. The
Here
next
comes
event
this rocket
coming
over
up
on the
is
left
fairing
here.
deployment.
This is the one that just dispersed. It's going to come back and land so we can use it again.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Shit out of here, man. So smart. The
There on
computer's
your
doing
screen,
this.
We now see those 60 Starlink satellites. Those fairings will make their way back to Earth as well. Like I mentioned before,
Gotta watch the
we won't be
landing
able
of
to
this
bring live
rocket, man.
coverage of the recovery attempt for those fairings, as they'll be happening after we close our webcast. So be sure to check in on
Mind
our
you, this is
social
the
media
second
accounts
time
for
this one's
updates on
already
that.
went, so it's going to come back down for the third one.
Second stage telemetry looks good. Everything is nominal there. Now, as it heads towards
Some
its
Starlink.
targeted drop off orbit, first stage there on the left-hand side of your screen will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back to Earth.
Look at it pitching. Shit's crazy, man. Bring it right back down through the atmosphere and land it on a pad. I've seen it a handful of times, but watching it live is different.
There on the left-hand side of your screen, we see the first stage continuing to coast. After stage separation, after main engine cutoff and stage separation,
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
it actually continues on an upward trajectory. Its maximum height gets about 132 kilometers, and right about now it should have reached its apogee and now beginning to make its descent, coasting using its grid fins. And
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
good call out there, indicating nominal trajectory. Everything's looking good for both the first and second stages. Like I mentioned before, first stage will be performing 2 burns, the first being the entry burn, where 3 of the M1D engines will reignite. This helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. About 2 minutes later, the second stage will happen, or excuse me, the second burn will happen, and that is the landing burn. And this is where a single engine will reignite and bring the vehicle's speed down rapidly as it prepares to land on our drone ship.
Sweet.
Today's landing attempt will be with the drone ship Of Course I Still Love You, which is currently located 350 nautical miles northeast of the Cape. The 60 Starlink satellites that we have on board today.
Oh, getting ready to do that
joining
entry
our
burn.
Constellation of nearly 700 already on orbit. Again, these satellites are designed to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to us Earthlings. This is especially useful in places where good internet is hard to access or impossible. So not only rural areas, but thinking about airplanes and ships will also be able to
Stage 1
receive
FTS is saved.
high-speed, reliable internet.
I didn't even think about that, man. I didn't even think about
So there we
that.
have
What's
visual
up, Cobra?
confirmation
I didn't even think
that
about
the
that.
first
You know,
of two
this is going to
burns,
give
the
internet
entry
to,
burn,
like,
has begun.
boats, friggin'
This will last for
planes.
about another 5 seconds.
I never even thought about all that. High speed, low latency internet out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? I get it now.
All right, shutdown of those. Again, that was
All the
performed with
little
3 engines.
poor
3
communities in other countries. You know what I mean?
Checking in
They
on
have
the
no
second
way of
stage
getting
the
internet. Now
continues
they'll
to
have
look
internet
phenomenal
access.
there.
Oh, the government's going to have to start stepping in because they're going to lose control in some of them
Trajectory
countries.
is looking good.
Oh, shit's about to hit the fan when everybody really finds out, especially in some of them other countries that have
Both
no
vehicles
clue.
continue following normal
Oh,
trajectories.
I didn't even think about any of that. What's up, Cobra? I sat in your channel earlier for a while because it just showed the up and
next
down
event
squares
we-
waiting for you to get on VR.
The
And I'm
next
like,
event
oh,
we have coming up in about
It went
30
off.
seconds is the first stage landing
And
burn.
back, throttling down.
There we heard the call out for MVAC throttling down in preparation for second engine cutoff, which will happen just before T plus 9 minutes.
almost up to
Terminal
Seco.
guidance.
A late lunch.
Stage
What you-
1, landing burn, startup.
What you eating today?
All right, we heard the call out that the landing burn for stage 1 has begun. This will last about 20 seconds.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Yo! Bro, that's the second time it's done it, bro.
All right,
Oh,
visual
just some
confirmation
pizza?
there.
Landing confirmed.
That's the-
this
that rocket?
has landed
That
for
booster?
a second time.
Yep.
There
It's
we
the
see
second
a
time
live
they've
shot
used
from our
it,
drone
reused
ship
it. So now
in
they're
the
just going to
Atlantic
reuse it
Ocean.
again.
Of course,
That's
I still love you.
crazy. It landed perfect too, man.
Hear
That's so
the
amazing.
Clapping in celebration of some of our first shift technicians here in the building.
Oh, I bet. You know how much money that saves?
Second stage continues
Just the
to look
pizza,
good.
huh?
Orbital
I want
insertion.
pizza too, man. I might get
All
pizza
right, and
today
there we just
too.
heard the call out for good orbit for second stage. So at this point, stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for just a few minutes. During this time, it will start to spin along its central axis, giving the Starlink satellites the momentum that they need to deploy and space themselves out over time after deployment.
Expected loss of signal.
We're going to
Cape.
take a quick break here, and we'll be back at T plus 14 minutes and 15
Acquisition of
seconds.
signal
Stick with us.
Newfoundland.
Well. Yeah, keep us right here on this feed. Let's watch. Oh, you got to give it to him. Yeah, it was. That was cool, that rocket booster test. That was cool. You see the what it left behind? Sea of glass, baby. We look for UFOs, chat. Keep eye. You know, look for other things, you know. This is a good thing. This is like a wonderful thing. Providing high-speed internet for everybody that don't even have internet. I support that. Even on the moon. Let's get some internet on the moon. Wait till that day. We're heading there. And fortunately, hopefully we'll be able to see that in our lifetime. Yeah, I always like being part of these. That's why I like streaming them, recording them and stuff. Great.
Expected loss of signal Bermuda.
Cool part happened, man. That rocket landing back down. That baby moving. So they deploy it close to that intersection with that blue line. Okay. So like this thing's rotating right now as it's moving. All right, brother. It's like rotating. Yeah, see, it's rotating at the same time it's moving where it needs to be just to set the speed of what the deployment is. That's cool. Wonder how many they deploy at once. Like how many of these things did they put out at once?
Welcome back to our webcast for Starlink this morning. We had an on-time liftoff from Cape Canaveral and saw a successful landing by Stage 1 made on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, out in the Atlantic Ocean. Second stage has been coasting along now as we are awaiting the deployment of these 60 Starlink satellites that you see stacked up there on your screen. So that deployment will be coming up here in about 10 seconds.
Starlink deploy confirmed.
There they go. This is weird looking.
There on your screen, we see the Starlink satellites have deployed.
Look how many. I thought there was a couple. Look how many there are. She does love me. That's what I thought she said, chat. Thank you. I thought she said that. I didn't want to, you know how old today is. Holy crap! Look how many of them are on there.
Shortly, these satellites will deploy their solar arrays, and over the next few days and weeks, they will distance themselves out from each other and
wait,
use
that's
their
part of all
onboard
one
ion
big.
thrusters
Okay, no, wait a
to
minute.
make
How
their
many
way
is there?
to operational orbit. And with that, we'll be bringing our webcast to a close. Thank you to the range and the FAA for supporting today's mission. If you're interested in getting future news about our Starlink service, head on over to starlink.com and sign
That's
up
how I
for
get my
updates.
stuff. Right
Follow
there.
our website and social media platforms for updates on our next missions and milestones.
Oh
Until
yeah.
then, have a good
That was
one.
awesome. Much love.